Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. On today's video, we are going over Ethereum as it has just cleared one of the most important resistance lines that it needed to in order for us to see this massive move to the upside continue. Now, of course, if you are in the Patreon, you know that we have been tracking this cup and handle pattern since early September. Once we put in this high and started to work our way back down, we were like, okay, we need to see if we can find some support, work our way back up to this trend line right here to set this cup and handle pattern into stone. And so what you can see is as we found some support on top of our VPVR hill right here, we started to work our way up and then in the short term created this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Well, of course, the technical target of this inverse head and shoulder pattern is just going to be the distance from the bottom of our head, which is here, up to the shoulder line where we put in these two little peaks, this peak and this peak. What we're going to then do is take that distance and apply that to wherever we break out of that shoulder line, which is, of course, again, right here. And so what we can see is that our technical target on the inverse head and shoulder breakout is still sitting right at roughly $4,633. Now, what's beautiful about that inverse head and shoulder price target is it puts us well through a full-blown breakout of our cup and handle pattern. Because if you guys do remember the Ethereum video from a few days ago, our breakout target from this cup and handle pattern is still sitting well above $6,000, more like, let's go ahead and do that, at $6,315. So realistically, if we do see a full-blown extension and a full-blown execution of our price target on our inverse head and shoulders pattern here, we're looking at a $4,600 Ethereum, but that sets us up to see the even further growth pattern from our cup and handle of pushing back up towards $6,000. Now, not only that though, if we do go ahead and just look at the Fibonacci's from our all-time high down to the low that was put in on July 21st, we can see that we have a 1.618 Fibonacci extension sitting directly at $6,000. Typically speaking, Ethereum, when it sees a breaking of an all-time high, pushes up first to its 1.272. It finds some resistance, comes back down to build some support, and then pushes to a 1.618. And if it was to push to a 1.618, that puts it within $300 of seeing our full-blown cup and handle breakout. So what this tells me is that now that we are seeing these breakout happens, as long as we hold some support at this point, there is a very strong possibility and a very strong chance that we may be looking at Ethereum not only setting a new all-time high, but seeing growth of a potential, up to 50 to 56% from where we are now. This is also supported by what we're seeing on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. As you all know, we have been seeing this massive possible bullish pennant forming, in which if we were to break out to the upside, there are absolutely insane price targets here. I mean, if we take the distance of our flagpole and just apply that to wherever a potential breakout could be, I mean, we can see an Ethereum Bitcoin growth of over 71.5%. And I do believe that this is, again, well within the realm of possibility. The fact that we did come down, Bitcoin started to do well, and the Ethereum Bitcoin pair started to drop, but we came back down to our key level of support, looking to establish support and continue upwards, that we can definitely be looking at that massive move to the upside. Now, the way in which we will know that this is still confirmed, the way in we will say, okay, this is still within the realm of possibility, is as long as we don't come back down to lose this right shoulder. If we come back down to lose this right shoulder, that would be the first sign that we may be looking at some type of rollover, that we may lose resistance here, that we may not be able to find the big move that we needed to, and that it's going to start rolling. The reason being is because typically speaking, coming up off of these big moves such as this, where we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go 5, we'll typically see a little bit of an ABC correction, right? We'll see something like a A, a B, and a C. But coming off of this, we have to get that uptrend started again, of course. And so with that being said, we got to see this. 1, we're going to put in that 2 here, and then we're looking to go put in this 3. Now that we've set this new higher high, we can put a 3 in exactly where we are right now. But what we want to see happen is that this 4 wave, similar to back here, is above our 2. And the right shoulder that was created on this inverse head and shoulders is represented by a 2. So as long as if we roll and we come down and put in a 4 anywhere above $3,300, I do think we are still within that realm to see this price jumping up a couple of $1,000s towards our $5,000, towards our $6,000 price targets. So right now, what we need to be paying attention to is that even if the price does start to see some type of roll here off of this key level of resistance, let's go all the way back. Even if it does start to roll here off of that key level of resistance, as long as we are able to hold above this level, $3,379, I do believe that we are set to see this big move to the upside. But don't be afraid if we do see the market start to correct, okay? Don't be afraid if things start to pull back a bit, because it is seeing a lot of green and it's totally normal. But I do believe that we are supported to see the big move that we are looking for. The reason that I say that is because we just can simply see it from this massive bullish divergence on the daily RSI. So what we can see is that we set a low and then we set a higher low. But coming off of this, we set a low and a lower low. That was clear and key bullish divergence, which is starting to send the RSI back to the upside as well as the price. And typically speaking, when we see some type of divergence that's lasting months, the impact that it can have can last for multiple weeks up until months itself, meaning that we could for sure, off of this massive bullish divergence, be looking at some type of continuous move to the upside to put in these new highs here, to absolutely see some type of growth up to $6,000. I do believe that this is supported. Now, I'm not saying exactly when this is going to happen, because you never know how the market's going to react. We could see some type of consolidation. Now that we have cleared the cup line, we may see some type of consolidation here for a few weeks. That's fine. But as long as we don't drop down below $3,300, I do believe that over the next few months at least, we are likely looking at some type of big move up towards our all-time high for sure, but likely somewhere up to 5,000, possibly up to $6,000 for Ethereum. We have been waiting for that break for months at this point, and we are finally getting it right now. So look to see the price hold. If it starts to roll over, look that we hold above our previous right shoulder here. But I do think honestly that based off what we're seeing, even if we see a roll, we're likely going to find some support, maybe even towards $3,500, and find that move to the upside. So overall, things are looking absolutely fantastic for Ethereum. I'm so excited to see what's happening, and I do think that it is going to lead the majority of our altcoins to see these big moves, because as you can see, now that Ethereum's moving, it's pushing total 2 back up towards its cup line, which could have a massive effect on the rest of our altcoins. And I think the trickle effect that Ethereum would have on the rest of the alts could be absolutely massive. So of course I will update you guys as soon as I possibly can on any big breakouts on all of our major altcoins. So definitely do stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe to the channel, do not forget to turn on all notifications so you never miss a video, and so you are as up to date as possible in order to maximize gains in crypto. But with that being said, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic weekend, and I cannot wait to see you all next time. Peace.